If you want to look more professional on a shoot, or just increase the levels of testosterone in general, or estrogen, let's be all inclusive, although women do actually have testosterone. Anyway, if you want to do these things, this is how you do it. Smallrig have released their mini matte box for smaller mirrorless DSLR cameras. Now, I've wanted a matte box for a long time now, and I'm going to talk about all the reasons why you would have a matte box later on in the video. But first, I just want to say that Smallrig did send me this matte box to review, but they have not paid me to say anything. So everything that I say in this video is 100% my honest feedback based on my use with this so far. Big thanks to Smallrig for sending this to me and to help make this video. And also, I am a big fan of Smallrig anyway. I've got this Smallrig cage here that I bought myself, including the top handle and all the bits on this. So if you want to see a video about that, check up in the link. I will leave a link for the small box down in the description below as well, so you can go and check that out. Anyway. So what's the mini bit all about? Well, basically, if you were to put a full-size matte box on a small camera like this, it would just look ridiculous. It'd be like having small man syndrome trying to compensate with like buying 3 Hummers or something like that. Oh, I wish I had a Hummer. But basically, it would just be out of proportion. So they've released this mini matte box, which is the perfect size for these smaller mirrorless camera bodies, and you're not going to look stupid with a tiny camera and a giant matte box on the front. I think they've done really well there, and they've figured out what's going on, because more and more people are switching or even starting out with these smaller cameras, but they want to take it a step further and go a bit more pro. So the fact that they brought out these professional products that you can use with smaller setups is it's the way forward. It's definitely the way things are going. So kudos for that. So why would you use a matte box? What are they actually for? What do they do? Well, there's a number of reasons really. Number one, it reduces any unwanted flares from the sun or any light sources from getting into your camera lens from either the sides or the top and bottom. But you've also got this flag here that you can move up or down, and you can even remove it. Let's put that back there, shall we? You can even remove that completely if you didn't want to use it, and that will stop even more glare getting into your lens from above. Then usually on these sorts of cameras you would use a screw-on filter, but with a matte box you can just slide the rectangular filters in and out easily. You just slide that front bit off and then put your filter in there and slide it back onto the matte box. But what's great about this particular matte box is that you can still use the threaded filters as well, so you're not hindered by that. If you've spent a load of money on filters as it is, you can still use them, and I think they've done really well to incorporate that, because they know that people like us will still want to use those thread-on filters. So thank you Smallrig for that, great bonus feature. The filters that this matte box takes are the 4x5.6 rectangle filters, and you can get all different types as well, including effects filters. Another bonus to having a matte box is that it protects your lens, so you can even put this flag down and close it, nothing's going to get in there. You can still put your lens cap on, no problem. Now, this is kind of a subjective reason, however, I think it's very valid. Very valid? I think it's valid. It just makes your setup look more professional. Now, if it's just an ego-driven thing, then it doesn't matter. But when you turn up to a shoot and you've got something that looks like a professional camera rig, for example, if you just look at this on its own, tiny little thing, and then you put the matte box on, it instantly takes this camera from looking like a beginner type thing to a semi-professional type setup. And you add a cage into the equation, it looks like a professional cinema setup. Even that, look at that. So you walk onto a set with that, it's instantly going to raise your production value. People that have hired you are going to think, right, we're getting our money's worth here because he's got a professional rig. And it does. I did a shoot with it yesterday and people were commenting on it and all sorts. So it's just psychologically one of those things. You look more professional rather than turning up with essentially a photo camera and trying to do video with it. It's just one of those things, and it does look cool. As I say, that's what this title of this video is all about. Raising the... who thinks of these things? Me, unfortunately. So when you buy one of these, you get the matte box itself with the top flag. You get a variety of mounting rings. So if you've got a bunch of different lenses, you can choose the ring that fits your lens, and then the matte box just slides on top of that ring, and then you tighten it here. So really quick, easy setup. And you can also get a bunch of step up or step down rings to fit smaller lenses like this one, for example. Look at the size of that. This is it's like a 49mm thread, I think, this one. In fact, I'm gonna have to check that now. 43mm thread. So as you can see here, look, you can fit the smallest of lenses on this, and because it's super lightweight, it's not gonna put any strain on the lens connection. Favorite points of this matte box? I mean, besides it looking awesome, I absolutely love the look of this. It's awesome. I feel like Jacob Owens with this. But what's sad is he's actually a year younger than me. No, let's leave that bit out. But also this thing here. So basically it's this thumb screw to tighten or loosen the top flag. If, for example, you're using a monitor or some other accessories that are in the way of this bit and it makes it hard to access this thumb screw, it's on a spring. I don't know what they call it, but it must have a technical engineering name. But you pull it and then you can twist it so that you can actually tighten it or loosen it again. So you can get it in the right place and then undo it. So you can just do that. Almost like a ratchet type thing. But yeah, love that. You can't always get your fingers into these nooks and crannies. A few things that I would like to see changes with this matte box. Don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing. There's a few things that I think they could improve with this matte box, maybe in the next generation. I would like to be able to just slide the filters in from above and then just pull them out. That'd be so much easier than having to slide this bit off and then put them in, then slide it back on. It's just another thing to speed it up slightly more. So when I've got my monitor mounted on the cage, the larger batteries just get in the way of tightening this up a bit, so I'm having to use a smaller battery or just angle the monitor slightly. Not a massive deal, but again, if they had like a thumb screw like that to tighten this, that'd be a lot better, and have it in the side maybe, just a little bit more accessible. And it's not the most easiest thing to grip, so maybe something there that was a little bit easier to undo, that'd be cool. But going back to the battery thing, you could use if you've got V-mount batteries, you can put them at the back and then you wouldn't have to worry about that bit there. So it depends what your setup is really. For me, I found that bit got in the way slightly. And then the last thing is, although you can use thread-on filters, I found it a little bit fiddly to tighten. And then because it wasn't tight the whole way, when I was using the variable ND, I was sometimes loosening the actual filter itself. If it poked out a little bit more, then it'd be easier to get your fingers in and make fine adjustments or tighten it properly. So they're the only things really. Other than that, this is, if you're thinking about getting a more pro setup and wanting a matte box anyway for your smaller setup, this is the one to go for. Super lightweight, Smallrig make incredible stuff as it is anyway. So definitely give it a try. I'm so impressed with it, I'm really happy. Do you like this angle, by the way? It's the first time I've tried it. It's actually a setup that I've been given to review, so stay tuned for that video. It'll be coming soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and then hit the bell to get notified when I upload my other videos. I've got loads of stuff coming. You might be able to see on the wall there. That's my little organiser if you've not seen it already. What do you think to the matte box? Let me know in the comments below. I always like to hear or read what your thoughts are with these things and get to know you as well, get to know what you like camera-wise. So leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Oh, the other thing that I really like about this is that now I can do the Peter McKinnon outro bit. I'm not really going to do that, don't worry. That'll be the last time I do it, I promise. Yeah, I actually came up with that idea first, but I was just waiting for a matte box to do it because I don't know how to end my videos sometimes, and I thought that'd be a cool way. And then in his next video that I saw, he did it. So he stole my idea straight out of my head. I don't know how he does it. Anyway, have a great week. Thank you so much for watching, if you still are, and I will see you in the next one.